So you're tired of watching your laptop crawl to a halt every time you try to rotate a 3D model, right? Or maybe you're stuck using your school's ancient workstations that take 5 minutes just to load AutoCAD. Look, I've been there, and I've spent the last 3 months testing laptops specifically for 3D modeling and architecture work. From budget options that won't destroy your bank account to absolute beasts that can handle anything you throw at them. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 laptops that'll actually let you work efficiently. I've also dropped updated links with the best pricing I could find for all these laptops in the description below. Coming in at number 5, we've got the ASUS TUF Gaming A15. And honestly, this thing is a beast for the price. Now I know what you're thinking. It's a gaming laptop. Can it really handle my AutoCAD and Blender projects? Trust me, it absolutely can. The A15 packs an AMD Ryzen 7 7735HS processor paired with an RTX 4050 or 4060 GPU depending on your configuration. And that combo is more than capable of handling most 3D modeling tasks without breaking a sweat. The 16GB of DDR5 RAM comes standard, though you can bump it up to 32GB if you're working with those massive architectural models that love to eat up memory. What really impressed me about this laptop is how ASUS managed to keep the thermals in check. I've been running Fusion 360 and SketchUp for hours, and while it does get warm, it never throttles performance like some other budget options do. The 15.6-inch display isn't going to win any color accuracy awards, but for the price point, it's totally serviceable for most work. Plus, the military-grade durability testing means this thing can handle being tossed in a backpack and taken to job sites without worry. At around $1,200 to $1,400 depending on your configuration, the TUF Gaming A15 is honestly a no-brainer if you're just starting out in 3D modeling or architecture and don't want to drop serious cash. Sure, you'll eventually want to upgrade if you get into heavy rendering work. But for students or professionals doing lighter modeling work, this laptop delivers way more performance per dollar than you'd expect. The only real downside is the battery life. Expect about 4 to 5 hours of actual work time, so you'll want to stay near an outlet during those long design sessions. At number 4, we have the Microsoft Surface Pro 11, and this thing is basically magic in a tablet form factor. I've been using this for about 2 months now, and the portability factor is just incredible. The Snapdragon X Elite processor might sound unfamiliar if you're used to Intel or AMD chips, but don't let that fool you. This ARM-based chip is surprisingly capable for 3D work. I've been able to run Rhino, Revit LT, and even some lighter Blender projects without major issues. Though you'll definitely notice the performance difference compared to traditional x86 processors when dealing with complex assemblies. The real star here is that 13-inch Pixel Sense display. The color accuracy is fantastic. The touch responsiveness is butter smooth, and at 2880 by 1920 resolution, you're getting crisp detail that makes working with technical drawings a pleasure. The Surface Pen integration is where this really shines for architects. Being able to sketch directly on your models or markup plans feels so natural. Battery life is honestly impressive too. I'm getting 8 to 10 hours of mixed use, which includes some light CAD work and a lot of document review. The big question is price, and yeah, it's steep. You're looking at around $1,500 for the base model. But realistically, you'll want the 32GB RAM version, which pushes you up to about $2,200. And that's before you add the type cover and Surface Pen, which are basically essential. The performance limitations mean this isn't your primary workstation, but as a secondary device for site visits, client meetings, or when you need to work from a coffee shop, nothing else comes close to this level of portability while still being capable of actual CAD work. Number 3 goes to the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Generation 12. And look, I know some of you are probably thinking, that's a business laptop, not a workstation. But hear me out. This thing is seriously underrated for 3D work. The latest generation comes with Intel's 13th Gen Core i7 processors and integrated Iris Xe graphics that are way more capable than you'd expect. I've been running Fusion 360, SketchUp Pro, and even some SolidWorks assemblies without major issues. Obviously, you're not going to be doing heavy rendering or massive architectural visualizations. But for most day-to-day CAD work, it handles everything I throw at it. What sets the X1 Carbon apart is the build quality and that legendary ThinkPad keyboard. I mean, once you get used to typing on this thing, every other laptop keyboard feels mushy. The 14-inch display options are solid too. You can get it with a 4K OLED panel that's absolutely gorgeous for design work. Though I'd actually recommend the 2.8K IPS option for better battery life and less eye strain during long work sessions. The color accuracy is excellent across both display options, and the anti-glare coating makes it usable in basically any lighting condition. At around $1,800 to $2,500, depending on your configuration, the X1 Carbon isn't cheap, but the value proposition is different from pure performance laptops. This is about getting a machine that'll last you 5+ years, survive daily abuse, and still perform well enough for professional work. The military spec testing, spill-resistant keyboard, and Lenovo's fantastic warranty support make this a solid investment. Plus, the 12+ hour battery life means you can actually work a full day without hunting for outlets, which is huge when you're spending time on job sites or in client offices. Coming in at number 2, we have the Samsung Galaxy Book 5 360. And honestly, this display is just incredible. Samsung really outdid themselves with this 16-inch AMOLED panel. The colors are vibrant, the contrast is perfect, and the 120 Hz refresh rate makes everything feel incredibly smooth. For architecture and design work, having this level of color accuracy and detail is game-changing. I've been comparing technical drawings and renderings side by side with my desktop monitor, and the Galaxy Book 5 holds its own surprisingly well. The convertible design is actually more useful than I initially thought. Being able to flip the screen around and use it in tent mode for client presentations or tablet mode for sketching is genuinely helpful. The included S Pen is responsive and accurate, making it great for quick design iterations or markup work. Performance-wise, you're getting Intel's latest 13th gen processors with integrated ARC graphics that can handle most CAD applications smoothly. I've been running Revit, AutoCAD, and Rhino without major issues, though you'll want to manage your expectations for complex 3D rendering tasks. Pricing sits around $1,600 to $2,000 depending on your configuration, which positions it as a premium option but not quite workstation-level pricing. The 360-degree hinge mechanism feels solid and well-engineered, and Samsung's build quality has really improved over the years. Battery life is decent at around 7 to 8 hours for mixed use, though that beautiful AMOLED display does drain power faster than traditional IPS panels. If you're someone who values display quality above all else and wants the flexibility of a convertible design, this is probably the best option in its price range. And taking the top spot at number 1, we have the Razer Blade 18, and this thing is just an absolute powerhouse. The 18-inch display gives you so much screen real estate for complex projects, and at 2560 by 1600 resolution with a 240 Hz refresh rate, everything looks crisp and responsive. But the real magic is under the hood. You're getting Intel's 13th Gen Core i9 processor paired with RTX 4080 or 4090 graphics, which means this laptop can handle literally anything you throw at it. I've been running massive Blender scenes, complex Revit models, and even some real-time rendering in Unreal Engine without any performance issues. The cooling system is impressive too. Razer's vapor chamber design keeps temperatures manageable even under heavy loads. I've been doing extended rendering sessions and the laptop stays surprisingly cool and quiet. The build quality feels premium throughout, from the CNC machined aluminum chassis to the precise keyboard and trackpad. The port selection is excellent with plenty of USB-C, USB-A, HDMI, and even an SD card reader for those times when you need to transfer files from cameras or other devices quickly. Now, the elephant in the room is the price. You're looking at around $3,500 to $4,500 depending on your configuration, which is definitely workstation territory. But honestly, for the performance you're getting in a laptop form factor, it's competitive with dedicated mobile workstations that cost even more. Battery life is the main compromise. Expect about 3 to 4 hours of actual work time, so you'll definitely need to plan around power outlets. But if you need maximum performance in a portable package and budget isn't the primary concern, the Blade 18 is currently the best option available for serious 3D modeling and architectural work.